Hello and welcome everybody. I am your, well, not your regularly humble host, but I am your humble host for today. I am Presto the Bunny, and today we are playing Castlevania in Fursuit, and I've brought a friend with me.
Hello, I'm Fox.
I am a bunny. I exist. It is Fursuit Friday. It is also Friday the 13th. Who doesn't love a good scare? So, today, we are playing the original Castlevania. I was just playing for the music, but we're playing the original Castlevania. We're going to be doing 2 runs. And then, after that, we shall be venturing off into other Castlevania-y style games. Foxo shall be reading chat, but hello everybody. Please try to keep it tame in there. I don't know exactly what's going on, and it's hard for me to see. So
Well, currently we have Foxino saying heyo and Karmic saying hey you cute bunny.
hi.
Oh,
That is a great question. A little bit, absolutely. But it's good to see you flashing blades. That's a great question. And hello, Sylveon. I am a bunny, not a horse. But you're gonna see how much I've practiced. I've only done 2 runs with pause on, and one of them crashed.
do you want to explain the crash to people?
I'm gonna show it off later, because I have it recorded, so... if you could just read chat for a little bit. How is chat doing? And Foxo, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing alright. You know, just enjoying the stream so far. Being here, having a look at chat as it goes by. We have some very interesting comments already.
If you'd like to read them out, go for it.
Well, we have Flashing Blades here saying that it's a wild game to attempt with pause on. This game doesn't mess around.
Nope, and I'm pretty good at it when I want to be. The harder part, though, is not the pause as much as the actual suit head itself. There's obscured vision in this thing. And for me, my biggest... Oh, hang on. What's all this comment? That is the most annoying part about all of this, is my baklava that I have to wear in order so I keep the fans going in my head. Sometimes it just likes to slip down to my neck and trigger a gag reflex, so...
That is not nice at all.
It is not, but it's something I gotta do, and I'm doing it for you guys, so... I hope the camera's good, I hope the audio's good. Go ahead and continue with chat, if you will.
Well, the only comment that we have since I last spoke is one from Sylveon just saying that the long horse is here.
Please delete the comment.
I would, but I'm not an admin.
Somebody will. Because I prefer... Actually, if you switch... Make sure that... Foxo, make sure you're switched over to live chat and not top chat.
Of course.
Because top chat tends to deprioritize some people.
So mean of it.
Mm-hmm. Like, multiple comments, if you spend more than, like, 5 in a row, I won't... If you're on top chat, you won't see the last, like, 2.
We have Flashing Blades again, just saying me, my wife, and our roommate are going to a Halloween event this evening.
Ooh.
For that, I'm working on bids in between Mega Man videos. I started doing some Star Wars videos.
Nice. I am doing a Castlevania video, and I have to finish a comic, because... Life's been... Because, it's been very hectic for me. I'm already with the first death, and it's not where I died in practice.
You'll be fine, you'll work through it.
I've done whole runs of this game with 0 deaths, so this is already scary. But playing...
We have Andre saying hey guys, by the way.
Hi. Oh boy. Honestly, setting up the camera equipment was fucking terrifying. I have been terrified about getting the stream started and doing it. It's been my main worry all week.
Well, we're here now, and all we can hope is that the rest of this game goes alright.
Hopefully.
Oh, and that thing's don't mess up, of course, but I doubt it will.
There's very few no-win scenarios in this game. There's a lot of glitches, though, because this game was programmed like spaghetti was thrown against the wall, the dishes, the plates, and then the customers, the tables, the floor. It's spaghetti code. It's all spaghetti code.
Man, the chefs are made of spaghetti.
Listen, so I was supposed to edit Simon's sprite, so that way then it would look like I was in the game. Simon's head is programmed like 3 tiles to the right of Medusa. And only his head. The body is stored next to Dracula's.
Definitely a curious place to store it.
And all of that is beneath the code for the actual levels, the stage design, the boss enemies, and the tile sets and color palette code. So, to say the least, we gave up after realizing it was pointless. It really would not have been worth all the effort of reprogramming Castlevania. And
we have Zeke in chat saying hello.
Hi! Welcome! Hi.
We have Karmic calling Dracula a freaking nerd. Rightfully so.
Yeah. He is a freaking nerd.
Sylveon saying where's Scooby-Doo gang when you need them?
I don't know. Why would... Are you trying to unmask me?
I feel like they're trying to unmask Dracula.
Oh. I sent you a link with his actual name if we're gonna go that route.
Right, you already have all the information on him. All helpfully on Wikipedia.
Yeah, if you want to tell me his name real quick, because I can never remember it.
It's Dracula Matthias Conkvist? Or Kronkvist?
Yeah, Dracula's name is Matthias. What a nerd.
Matthias. Oh. I feel so sorry for anyone that has that name.
In the 14th century, too. Like, dang.
Sorry for anyone in chat that is actually named Matthias.
Now there is... That was one of the spots that I've practiced a death on.
Sylveon saying I thought his name was Vlad. That's going to the inspiration of Dracula, being Vlad the Impaler.
Dracula changes his name multiple times throughout the Castlevania series. But no, in Lament of Innocence on the PlayStation 2, which is the first Castlevania game, in the timeline, we find out his name is Matthias, and then by the end he changes it to, changes it to Dracula. And I believe somewhere down the line, Vlad becomes his name as an alias for the Dracula novel, which is also canon to the Castlevania series. As if you watched our Bloodlines playthrough from last year, you'd probably already know that, because I talked about how that is both a sequel to the main Castlevania series as well as the book. The novelization of called Dracula. So, you want a good
Flashing Blades over here.
Oop.
Sorry.
Yep, go for it.
No, you're fine. Okay, we have Flashing Blades bring up another one of Dracula's names as Soma Cruz.
Yeah, but that's like a different kid, and it's a reincarnated thing.
So sorta, not sorta.
Sorta, kinda, yeah, not really. Dang it, I wanted the whip inside of the bottle. So,
Oh well.
this stage right here is where the glitch happened. Once again, I will showcase the glitch right now. So, for those who want to see, just going to have to skip ahead. So, you do not want the invincibility bottle on this stage. Not because for any particular reason, but RNG. These guys, the birds, can drop anything. So can the bats. They basically act as candles when they are at a specific height, because the candles are based on height and where they're positioned. So when you walk down a hallway and get a bottle, you might just end up breaking the game. You know, I'm playing pretty well here. This is practice. This was just a couple hours ago. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I'll just pass this guy, keep on booking it, and crash. Told you, spaghetti code.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Back to live gameplay now.
Of course.
That was worth it just to show it off. If you don't think that was worth it, then I don't know what to tell you. It's the closest we're ever gonna come to, what's his name? Joel? Vinny? Whatever his name is? The one
One
guy...
of the Vine Souls gang.
One of the people who break games or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch their content. I don't really like it.
The Flashing Blades has said that Hellsing Ultimate has one of their favorite meta jokes in history, if you'd like to hear it.
Sure, go for it.
Sir Integra gives a list of steps on how to kill vampires, and she finishes the quote by saying, "For further instructions, consult Bram Stoker." Which is a reference to the fact that Hellsing itself is a sequel to the Dracula novel.
But I doubt Hellsing is canon to Castlevania.
True. I imagine a lot of vampire media isn't canon to Castlevania. Like, I Am Legend.
Like, they're canon to the novel Dracula, but they're not canon to Castlevania or anything else. Which is an odd thing to say, not something I would expect.
Foxano saying the game crashed because it couldn't handle your power.
Now I got your power. If your power is to throw isopropyl alcohol at people.
That sounds like a fun time.
So, holy water, I should say, very old holy water burned a lot of things, and it was one of the ways they quote-unquote tested for witches. Guess what? Holy water was made out of isopropyl alcohol. What did everybody have because it was like the Middle Ages? Scars and wounds on their bodies. What happens? It burns.
Yeah.
So everything was a witch when you put holy water up to it. Which is why...
Imagine...
Which is why... Nowadays, holy water is made out of something completely different. But isopropyl alcohol was one of the key ingredients in why witch trials and the like were sparked. Because isopropyl alcohol.
Can you imagine back in the day figuring out the correlation between holy water and how you detect witches? And then anyone you don't like, you just scratch them and then point at them and call them a witch.
I mean, that's all King George did, or whatever is his name. King John? One of the kings in your guys' country, the one who started all the witch hunting stuff, started it out of, like, fear for his own kingdom, and only stopped the witch hunts after he realized that he wanted love, not death. And it's really funny, because once he ended it and said... He started... I believe it was King James' Bible? one of the kings then had to rewrite the Bible to say that witch hunting was bad because people kept doing witch hunts because he started witch hunts.
That's incredible. I imagine that was probably the King James Bible.
It was probably King James, but I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'm sorry about that. But there is some interesting trivia in history for this spooky, spooky day. What's chat going on about?
Well, I was gonna say, Flashing Blades was just talking in reference to the Helsing talk that we had a second ago, saying, no, but I thought it was funny, like how Castlevania Bloodlines is also a Dracula sequel.
Yep. And then Portrait of Ruins, the sequel to that. And I just messed up there.
Oh no.
Once again, this is another spot where I practiced a death or two.
It's always the levels that include water that are the hardest.
See, this is the thing. Foxo watched me practice this game.
Yeah, you were doing absolutely swell.
The minute I had to talk with it, I can't. Does anybody in chat have any questions? For me, the game, Suit? If your question is, what's it like to play in hand pause? The answer is, I can barely feel the buttons. Luckily, I have 5 fingers in this and not 4 fingers, because some suits have 4 fingers. And those are difficult to play games in. I have 5 fingers, because they're custom commission.
Sylveon has asked how you're even seeing at the moment.
My eyes.
You may want to explain how Fursuit heads actually work when it comes to vision.
Eyes. I can see out my eyes. I can't see right about here, but that's very slim. I can still see the left and right of my hand. So, right here, and then right out here is about where I can stop seeing. So, my vision is impaired, but not as much as you'd think. Of course, these are also lower visibility for the fact that it looks a little better. But these eyes are a mesh. But even IRL, you wouldn't be able to tell that I'm under here. Unless you looked at, the rest of the body and stuff. Or the fact that it's moving.
Yeah. Flashing Blades has asked when you're starting a speedrunning career.
Everybody asks me that every time I play a game that I'm good at. Like Mega Man 1, Mega Man 11, Castlevania 1, freaking Ninja Gaiden. And my answer every time is, I don't know. Whenever I got the chance to act, if I've eventually got the drive to do it, I'll do it. But for now, I don't have the drive for it. I'm trying to I sort of want to do other games, and building YouTube is better than that, because then I can just do what I want, and I don't have to worry about it, and hopefully chat comes along for the ride.
Flashing Blades has said that you should be speedrunning in Suit at AGDQ.
That would be rather interesting.
See, I think every game needs a Fursuit percent where it's complete the game, but completely in Fursuit.
That would be harder for some people. Luckily, once again, I've got 5 fingers, so it's easy peasy, but the controller is still slippery. Like, even just doing this, I'm scared I'm gonna drop my controller. And then I'm not gonna be able to find it. Luckily, we have Karmic on standby today to help me out with that. Yeah. Sorry.
Sylveon saying speedrunning real life.
No, I'm not doing that.
Would certainly be interesting. Fursuit percent would be when you get your suit. And then they asked if you're still waiting on the one figure Dragon Cat.
So, Red has been commissioned, and I'm still waiting on the other. We finally got an update from Vex that she's working on somebody else's suit. But at least it's a commissioned suit, so I can't complain. At least somebody's getting their thing. But that means I was also pushed back too. So, I'm not getting my head for till probably next year. I'm gonna be honest. It's a higher likelihood that I have red we have red by the time that we're done. But you know, there's always me. I exist. I'll struggle forward with this stuff. How's everybody in chat enjoying it so far? We're on the second to last level for the first run through here.
Is there anything special about the copy of Castlevania you're currently playing?
It is a re-release for the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. This is a collection that came out of nowhere. Because Konami's basically been dead for the past couple of years. And then all of a sudden they dropped this, an arcade collection, and the Contra collection. And one of the games not included here was Haunted Castle, which was an arcade retelling of Castlevania 1. And that game is bullshit. I've played it on the channel before. It's not good. But regardless, they re-released it on that little set. But this one came out of nowhere, because nobody was expecting Castlevania to come back. And then, over the past couple years, essentially, every year except for COVID, we've had a new Castlevania collection. We had this, Rondo of Blood beforehand, with Symphony. Then this, in 2019. And then, skipping 2020, into 2021, we had the Advanced Collection. So, I've been expecting a new Castlevania game for the better half of a year, but I bet it got delayed. I bet you it'll be the DS games.
Hopefully.
That's my bet, but I really want it to be the 3D games. Because I need an easier way to play those games. Yeah?
I was gonna say, Flashing Blades has said, on the plus side, if you don't have a head, you're less likely to be hunted by a Dullahan, which I believe is the Headless Horseman.
Yep, we're gonna have an even harder time, because I just missed input because of my pause.
Oh no.
I don't want the stopwatch, at least the axe does damage. I want the cross for this next room coming up. And if you've never watched AVGN, this is my favorite room, because his quote is, I can't dodge the axe armor because I'm trying to dodge Medusa heads. Can't dodge Medusa heads because I'm trying to hit the axe armor. Can't hit the axe armor because I'm trying to dodge the axe. The trick for this room is just keep pushing. Do not stop for anything. Okay, so now our goal is hit him.
I think that's the goal of most enemies.
But I mean, so Death will be stunned when you hit him. We did it. That was quick. That is the scariest part of this run. I promise you it is. It's the scariest part for me at the very least. How is chat holding up? Foxo, how are you doing? How's Foxo doing too? Is he saying anything in chat?
I'm doing alright. I haven't seen anything from Foxo just yet. Flashing Blades has said, wasn't the actual last Castlevania game Lords of Shadow 2?
Yes. Well, actually, it was Grimoire of Souls, which is a sequel to Dawn of Sorrow. Where Alucard ends up having to fight alongside every person who's ever held the whip. And, you know, it's set in the future. Essentially, Death was writing down all of Dracula's story in a book. Every time that Death showed up, he was writing down everything. So just in case, you know, last-ditch effort, the death cult of Dracula fails, they could use the book to bring Dracula back. And cause the darkness to come in. And, of course, Death fails at this. Dracula comes back in the book. And he's like, I don't even know what's going on anymore, just please. Like, he does this big climactic battle, and Alucard's like, listen, you have been dead. Let Soma have his life. Let everybody live. This isn't what you want. Just rest. You are happier when you're dead, and we know it. Because you're at least with Mother. And Dracula listens, and is just like, next time I'm back, just kill me, please. I don't even care anymore. And says, till next time, and just dicks off. Sad thing is, this game was a mobile microtransaction title, and then it had all the microtransactions removed because it was an Apple Arcade exclusive. Rebalanced around that, much like X-Dive. In fact, it did the X-Dive thing before X-Dive, and then the services went down a year after finishing. So I don't even think you can play it anymore because it still had the online features.
Flashing Blade said, "Oh, did you know there's a co-op Castlevania game?"
Harmony of Dissonance. Unless there's
How exactly does that work?
It was on the 360 and PS3. Did it!
I meant the multiplayer in general.
You are given a limited amount of time to explore large Metroidvania levels, and you have to beat whatever bosses at the end. And, you can have up to 4 players exploring all at once, and instead of it... Everybody's got very similar movesets, but not really. But you can basically go wherever you want. There's just a few key locking out points. You're just looking for a key item and then the boss. So it's a big scavenger hunt, with 4 players. I have it, I played it. I've never played multiplayer, though.
We have Sylvie on chat asking, why is Death working for Dracula?
Death's not working for Dracula.
Oh, they're just there for the hell of it.
No, they have an ulterior motive. If the world's shrouded in darkness, he can steal everybody's soul. It's easier for him to feed in darkness.
I see.
So Dracula...
So it's just a matter of coincidence of, like, you know, correlation of needs, really.
Mm-hmm. If you've ever seen the Castlevania anime, you know that Death is, like... It's like a monstrous creature. It's not actually Death. It just appears like the way we would depict Death. Because all it brings to humans is death. So this is the second run. Difficulty's a little higher here. Here's a secret. I'm not gonna grab the secret. But now there's bats in this first room. You may notice the stage now says stage 20 instead of stage 2. That's gonna go up until it hits about 30, and then it's going to plateau the difficulty, and the stage will go back to stage 1. Here in a couple screens.
Flashing Blade said you were correct about the Castlevania game, and they also mentioned that the PS3 version was the only one with local co-op. Yep,
I have both versions though, so luckily I can do local or online, but I really don't want to bust out my PS 360 or PS3 at the moment. And that more so comes down to the fact that I just don't want to. It's too much to set up.
That's fair.
Listen, this was already a harder setup day than anything I've done prior.
How much setup time was there involved in this?
Well, I started setting tape up and the camera up, like, last night for an hour, possibly. It was an hour to get the stuff. We had lighting, which took, like, 5 to 10 minutes. And there's just a few different, like, setup stuff that need to get done. Mostly setup, audio. Audio took forever. To be real, I set up all the morning stuff around, like, I set up all the lights and camera stuff, or at least the cameras and one of the lights, last night. And then setting up the mic and the game and everything else will all happen this morning. I've been almost ready to go, basically everything except for, like, co-op stuff has been done. When I mean co-op, I mean, like, co-host and whatnot, was done before this morning. I don't know, my brain's not working right now.
Head empty.
I need to stop talking, because I'm saying gibberish.
Oh, you're fine.
I do need to take a second, though, because my face is being evil.
Oh no! How so?
So there's 3 fans inside this head. My balaclava has decided it wants to creep up that direction and exposed 1 or 2 hairs, and it keeps getting nicked and then brushing it past my face.
Youch.
Because for those who don't know, I have long hair, and I'm not cutting it.
Gonna keep that hair nice and long.
Mm-hmm. I haven't cut it for something like 6 or 7 years now.
Oh, wow. I imagine you do a little bit of trimming to keep it in check?
Sometimes. When I'm not busier than shit. They're the Axe Pals. Simon's just destroying the walls. So a little bit of backstory about Simon. His father wasn't in the picture. His mother was killed by the church. And he was trained with the vampire killer by Scottish Vikings. And raised by them as well.
Very interesting upbringing.
Which, the Belmonts within lore are... They're Scottish. But a lot of people, for some reason, assume that that they are British. But Belmondo, which is the root of Belmont, is Spanish. So it's a Spanish last name with Scottish heritage.
For a person that people assume is British.
Yes. And when they did Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, and we finally got to see Simon, they went ahead and voiced him with a Scottish voice actor. And he did a perfect accent throughout the whole game. Meanwhile, Gabriel Belmont and Trevor Belmont in that game both had Scottish accents leaning more on the side of English and British. Because they were raised more by the church and the nobility.
Good attention to detail there.
This is shit that I appreciate about Lords of Shadow that nobody talks about. And that's why when I watched Nocturne, I was like, that is a fitting voice for Richter. An American Scotsman living in France. That fits. And everybody's like, oh, I would have just preferred it to be British. Trevor is Scottish! Listen to his voice. Ah, scree.
We had Flashing Blades call you Sephiroth in real life due to your long hair.
Yes.
We also we also had Flashing also say that Lords of Shadow is criminally underrated.
Absolutely. And it needs a third game. And I would adore there to be another game in the Lords of Shadow game, like trilogy. Re-release Lords of Shadow on modern systems. I've played that game on PC and 360, right? 360 runs like crap. I played it on PC, and every review is like, the game doesn't run great on PCs. I got that thing running at 120 FPS, 1080p. With 0 dips. That's how I know my PC's good, but like, oh my god, the game ran wonderfully. I don't know what people were complaining about. People need to reevaluate their games. Especially Castlevania.
Yeah. Flashing has also said, but how do you go bigger than killing literal Satan?
Simple. Don't have the focus be on Gabriel for the next title. Have the focus be on one of the other Belmonts within the time spanning in between. We know what's going to happen to him, but we also know that the Belmonts continued to be vampire hunters and monster hunters for the church after they found out Gabriel was the father and subsequent grandfather. So why not?
Flashing has suggested that it could be pre-Gabriel or one of Simon's potential offspring.
Well, Simon's offspring in the games, it goes Trevor, someone, Simon, someone, Juiced, someone, Richter. Then Richter gives away the whip. We get John Morris, Reinhard Schneider, who is possibly a Belmont, by the way. That's one of those weird things where it's like, nobody said so, but there's a lot of things hinting at he possibly changed his name due to ridicule from other children while in primary school.
Interesting.
Because Belmonts are only known for one thing, and it's killing Dracula, right? So, what happens when Dracula hasn't been seen or heard from in a while? Kids are probably gonna make fun of your lineage. Call them a bunch of crackpots.
It's like, well, how do we know Dracula existed in the first place?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, it's possible that Reinhardt is one of the few Belmonts to not be named Belmont, and therefore be, like, he's, like, I believe it is, eventually the whip ends up in Jonathan's hands, and he ends up training, Juiced, Belmont, or no, Julius Belmont to kill Dracula in 1999, and he does such a good job that stuff doesn't happen again until, like, the eclipse. He seals the whole castle in the eclipse.
Oh, Sylveon made the funny comment of someone is my favorite character ever.
Who?
Someone, because you said someone a few times while talking about the offspring.
Ah. I'm sure we have a name for a few of them, I just don't know them. I'm not an expert in Castlevania like I am with Mega Man.
Flashing, wait, sorry, you first.
I was gonna ask, how long have I been going?
You've been going a while now. You've been going
40,
roughly
43 minutes.
Yeah, like 44 minutes.
It's not bad. I'm making good pace.
Flashing has said, I swear the ending to LOS 1 actually made me cry. That's the only game to do that. Which makes me ask the question, what games have you cried at when it comes to their endings?
Quite a bit, but I don't really... Wait, hang on. People being like, I love that show, because they don't realize this is a stream and not a video. They're like, I'm gonna join in the conversation. It's a stream. Please just watch the video. Scream. That is one of my few. This is the only pet peeve that I have. You get a better viewing experience on YouTube. Absolutely. You get to save all your content, which is fantastic. But then you get people who don't realize you can stream to YouTube, and it shows up as a regular video. Everyone's like, you stream on Twitch? No, because Twitch is a terrible deal. Did you know that streams count as video in terms of YouTube's monetization? One of the requirements for getting monetized is having at least 3 uploads per month. Or per 2 months, or something like that. And streams can count. Which is interesting to me, at least. So does
I guess because they get archived afterwards?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's archived. It's not really archived. It's just uploaded. It's just, they didn't do anything to it. If I edit the videos in any way, if I edit the streams, I get, my viewership drops. Because it removes all the views from a stream. From it when it was a stream. If I were to edit out, like, the waiting here screens, which is why I try to make them as short as possible. Oh, man. Everybody having fun? Everybody enjoying this so far?
Well, Sylvian said they got a sandwich, so...
I had a sandwich earlier.
What kind?
I don't know the meat, but the cheese was like... Truman put American and pepper jack cheese on there, and then... spinach as the veggie, and chipotle mayo. Or, well, buffalo-style mayo, not chipotle mayo, sorry.
Sylvian said they had a chicken sandwich, and Zeke says they're having a great time.
Good. I really don't know how I didn't know how today was gonna go. I really hope they'll, like, I suppose I should do my chill out now. I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times, but if you are enjoying the content so far, please drop a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. It helps my videos be seen by more people. Especially Castlevania, because not as many people are always looking for Castlevania content. And I have more videos planned this month, including finishing Symphony of the Night, Castlevania 64, Mega Man ZX Part 3, which is going to be the ending. 100%, baby! Bomberman and TKO next weekend. Next Friday. So. And who knows?
Gotta love TKO.
I might do that one in Suit too. You never know. Simon's dead.
Flashing us a good question about the timeline of Castlevania.
Yeah?
If Sifat and Trevor got married and Yoko is a descendant of Sifat, is she related to Julius or not?
Yoko Belnades?
I imagine that's
is
probably
not related to... She is not related to Sypha. She's related to somebody else in Sypha's group. The fact that she is a traveling magician and speaker woman is part of the canon. There are more people in the Belnades clan than just Sypha. So Yoko is not related to Sypha as far as I know. Like, she is if you go back far enough, but they're not directly related. It would be like Aunt.
We also had the mention, I believe, in between Trevor and Simon in the OG timeline, we had Christopher Belmont from the GB games.
Sorry, also forgot about him. I forget how much time I'm remembering the anime at the moment. So it's...
He's that mysterious someone Belmont you were talking about earlier.
No, there's another missing link in between there. There's Solier after Christopher, and then I think it's Desmond, and then Simon? I don't know. I'm not... I have a video coming out later this month about all of this, about all of the quote-unquote non-canon Castlevania games, because most of them can fit into canon without hurting anything.
Ooh. So what are some of the ones that don't, if you want to give a quick rundown?
Nathan Graves from Circle of the Moon. People say it's non-canon, but it hurts nothing if it is canon. And everything about it says that it should probably be canon. Some people say Order of Ecclesia on the DS, which has a whole village where you find out that's where the Belmonts have been exiled to, and it's a town full of people who know how to fight vampires. And it's like the whole reason why the whip didn't get passed down to another Belmont right away after, you know, all of that. And some people say Desmond Belmont's not canon because his game only released on a cell phone. Some people say Castlevania Judgment, even though it would, once again, hurt absolutely nothing if it was canon. They just don't like Red-Haired Simon, which I say is a travesty. Give me Red-Haired Simon every day. Yeah, screw Conan the Barbarian over here. I much prefer Judgment and Chronicles design. Granted, Lords of Shadow, Simon's still the best. Some people also say Castlevania 64 and Legacy of Darkness aren't canon, even though, once again, it's another one where it hurts nothing if it is canon, so just say it's canon. Some people say Castlevania Legends isn't canon. I say that you can make a funny little coinkydink of it and say that, I say that Legends can be canon just because it's more fun that way. But it's definitely one of the ones that very few people are going to say is canon because it conflicts with Lament of Innocent, and Lament of Innocent is a much better title. So, I understand it, I just don't agree with it. I think it's more fun to say that, like, it's something that happened, and, like, that Belmont didn't even know that Leon existed. Which, in turn, would also mean that nobody knew that she existed. Which makes it all the funnier.
Sylveon asked about Mega Man, which you're doing at some point soon. Are we going to get the E-Tank in Area K?
We already did get an E-Tank, but sure, I can see if it respawns. I don't know.
I was gonna say, if you already got it, that's a very interesting question.
Well, fewer people showed up for yesterday's Mega Man ZX stream, so if you missed out on part 2, please go watch it. I did a bunch of side quests. We're basically turning it from any percent to 100%. We have all but like 2 of the secret chips, and most of the side quests are already done.
You've been busy.
Very. It's just... Please stop glitching into the wall, Death.
You can't tell Death what to do, he's incorporeal.
Damn it. And this is one of the scenarios that is game over for me.
Oh no.
This is one of those where it's a 50-50 shot if I make it out of this. And that up there does not help. So the skeleton's movements are RNG based, so I can't really manipulate them every time. You can manipulate them every time if you play the game the same way every time. But
Yeah, but that has to be down to a T, right? You need to be doing like task-bot levels of manipulation.
You've got, like, frames to work with, but not very many of them. Honestly, it's more impressive the fact that I have managed to make it through this without really dying too much.
Yeah, you've been doing really well.
I mean, it's not a bad run. It's not my best run, but it's certainly not bad.
Wow, you disintegrated him.
Mm-hmm. Time for the end game. So one of the few different... So the reason I'm playing on the Japanese version is, one, there's a difficulty select, which helps. Two, the American version changed the way the damage output goes. That hit right there wouldn't have done 2, it would have done half my health bar. So it's better for me to just not. Luckily, hitting things stuns them, so as long as you're good with your hits, you can make it through no problem.
Sylviana said that this is the one time the American version makes it harder.
No, because Castlevania 3 also is way harder in the American version.
What was it with American pumping up the gameplay to be a lot harder?
Well, Konami had a lot of deals with things like Blockbuster. And one of the things that they determined on was, if they made their games way, way, way harder, they could sell way more copies, because then kids wouldn't be able to beat it in a single afternoon. Right? So, if your game can't be sold in a single beaten in a single afternoon, it means more rentals are going to be made. And if enough rentals are made, maybe the parent's just going to say, screw it, he likes this game a lot, buy it. So then they make another sale, not only to the rental companies, but also to the, for themselves. For the children playing it.
Kind of an awful practice, but at the same time, a good idea.
It's a good idea for business, terrible practice in reality. And it's one of the main things that this collection was originally lacking, was the Japanese versions of these ROMs. And then they included them. But they didn't include all of them. Castlevania 2's Japanese ROM is not on this game. Is not on here, and I say heresy. That version of the game has a much better soundtrack. So,
is it the instrumental choice, or did it have like a completely different soundtrack?
It used the Famicom Disk System's FM synthesizer. So,
meanwhile, the North American version
just used the Castlevania 1 sound font because it was cheaper.
Ugh.
I couldn't see those shots.
So is Dracula's attack there just unavoidable completely?
No, it's avoidable. I just couldn't see the shots. When I say I can't see the shots, I mean I couldn't see the shots. They blended in with the mesh in my suit head. And then also, it was right where my snoot was, so I couldn't see shit. Dang it. Fumbling with the controller in suit pause.
Close. So close. There we go.
Game
And Dracula is
done.
defeated.
What did chat think of that? Was that a feat you guys were expecting today? I bet not. Honestly, I didn't expect it to go well either, so you're fine, chat.
Kamiko says that it was pretty silly to see. Also, hello, Kamiko.
Hi, Kamiko. Yeah, it was a little silly for me to do, so... Yeah, I've been nervous about this all week. Of course, we're not done streaming. I promised you guys... I promised myself and chat that I'd be like, hey, 2 hours today at minimum. So even if we finish the game early, we're gonna do some other goofy stuff. Happy Friday the 13th.
And what goofy stuff did you have in mind?
I was gonna change which Castlevania game we were on. I do need to step away from my camera for just a moment to get a drink, though. So, bear with me while I put the lens cap on. There we go. Ugh. Alright, yeah, no. Ugh. Now my vision's all fucked.
Oh no.
Ugh. We're up to 26 views and 8 likes. Thank you everybody who's stopped in so far to drop a like. I will remove the lens cap in just a bit. I do need Karmic's help, but he's nowhere to be seen. Wrong restaurant. No. It's the right restaurant, Revolta.
It is correct.
I need his help. What? I need you to hold the head. I've got the
And
lens.
now we have a cameo of the goat voice.
Whew, because I need to take a drink of my drink, because I haven't had anything to drink other than a bit of berry soda, and I've been in head for almost an hour now. Which is...
You've got to get a massive sippy straw that you've just feed through the bottom of your fursuit head.
We had a bunch of really big straws, and then I don't know what happened to them.
They no longer exist.
Apparently. They have them in the Headless Lounge in almost every convention. If they don't have the really long straws, it sucks. Think you could help me get it back on? And can you remove the lens cap for me?
Yes.
Oh boy. Playing a violent game of peekaboo. Oh boy.
Look at this heckin' bun over here getting their hair brushed.
Yes. Because now this is a style channel? I didn't want to say the word that I was about to say, so...
I was wondering where you were going there.
I got the style, I got the flair. Shaw. By the way, here's a showcase of how the hand paws work. I got this little flap.
Incredible, there are just these human hands underneath.
How about we try Castlevania the Adventure quick? Since you guys mentioned Christopher Belmont. I don't know where in frame is for me. You having fun, Foxo?
Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm just here. I'm chilling.
Chilling, you vibing?
I'm vibing.
So this game's considered not very good. They didn't know how to work with the limitations of the Game Boy. So their first Game Boy game wasn't super hot, but the soundtrack is on point. Also, Fireball Whip. How can you stay?
Fireball whip?
Yeah, I have a fireball at the end of my whip.
Sylveon asked a theoretical question of can Alucard beat Samus from Metroid?
Depends on how powered up we're giving Samus. That Metroid armor? Probably not. The standard power suit? Also probably not, but I'd give Alucard more of a chance there. Alucard would find a way to talk his way out of it, I feel.
Diplomacy.
There's no sub-weapons in this game. That's what you get in the exchange of the Fire Whip. But you only get to keep the Fire Whip if you take no damage.
Oh, so it's like the Sword in Zelda, or in some versions where you can only...
Yeah, but once again, you can get powered back up to the Fire Whip by just playing it careful and hitting the handles. So you're rewarded for playing carefully and playing strategic and smart, taking it slow and at the pace the game wants you to take it. Which isn't that hard because this game is slow.
How long would you say each stage is?
Not very.
Because it already feels like this one goes on quite a bit for a Game Boy game.
For a Game Boy game, yeah, sure, but only because it's an early Game Boy game. Like, yeah, it's longer than Mario Land for sure. Is it longer than Mega Man 5 for Game Boy? Heck no. I think our original playthrough of this was only like an hour long.
Oh, wow.
Which is why today we're just kind of like taking it.
We're chilling.
So that orb there is what powers us up to the and sometimes it'll just eat your inputs like that.
We had Sylveon just make the pun of this level has been very eye-rolling so far.
Her. Ha, very funny.
Hurdy her.
Hurdy gurdy. They did remake this on the Wii, but they didn't use any of the music from this game. They used music from its sequel, Castlevania 2: Belmont's Revenge, which, fair, is a better game, but still.
I mean, understandable.
E.
Ah.
Oh, I should also probably say, there's a lot of display settings for this game. Pick which castle.
Ooh, do we want to leave that up to the people in chat, or...?
Depends on who's in chat.
Come on, chat, give us something good. Zeke has said bottom left.
Okay.
Sylveon has given a non-answer.
What was the non-answer?
They were just mentioning like a creepypasta character or something.
Okay. already
It's
you
like,
can see
what
this
time
game.
is it right now? Cake.
Cake, yeah. But as you can see here, now we have sub-weapons and stuff. The game looks better, sounds better, runs better. The sequel just is better in every
Looks way
way.
better. But the sprite is still the same for the main character.
Not exactly, but yeah.
Oh, mostly.
Which is why it's even more confusing. So, like, they included the adventure. They included Belmont's Revenge, but they didn't include Legends. Which, yes, that game is worse, but it's not that much worse. I played it on the channel. I actually had a lot of fun with it. I played it last year, actually.
By them not including it, is that them basically saying it's not canon?
Yeah. Which, once again, I heavily disagree with, but I can understand it. You don't want the game that has dubious quality to be part of your timeline. Okay.
I feel like there's a few games that are like that, though, either way.
Yeah, and for me personally, I think it's a little silly. It's like, yeah, Zelda 2 has dubious quality, it's still canon.
What do you say is the worst game that comes to mind that is still somehow canon to whatever series it comes from?
Part of me wanted to say Mega Man Soccer, but then I remembered, oh no, the fans will kill me if I say that.
Oh boy.
Because, you know, it's a soccer game on SNES, it's funny. Honestly, I'm not sure. Probably just... If we're talking just Castlevania, it's Legends. It's gotta be Legends. But there's not that many bad Castlevania games. But that's not canon. So I guess 64 would have to go next, just because it doesn't have the same polish, but even then, that doesn't feel very fair. If we're talking games as a whole, it's gotta be Mega Man 2 for Game Boy. The game's quality is shit, but it's still canon. Even though we had to make up our own story for it, because the one that was written in the manual is gibberish. Don't tell me Dr. Wily went like 1,000 years in the future and met himself. That's not how that works. And you can't tell me he went like 10 years into the future, met himself, and then dies at the end, because he doesn't die at the end. Like, that's not how this works. We had to basically...
Sylviana said they think they could do a better version of Mega Man 2.
For Game Boy? Sure. NES? Sure. I don't like Mega Man 2 for NES. It's not a very good game.
Oh no, we're remaking it on the Ouya.
Oh no. You know what?
yes.
I still think that played probably a bit better than some of the boneheaded decisions that were in Mega Man 2. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, Mega Man 2 is a lot like Mega Man 9. Difficult for no reason. The easy mode in the US territory, what is known as normal in US, doesn't even exist in Japan, and already that difficulty feels more fair. Even though it breaks the weakness chain. Because it requires half the hits to do the bosses. But it still feels more fair. I am struggling today. Oh boy.
Oh no, you're doing fine.
Here's a question for chat. Would you want me to do a Fursuit stream like this again?
I know that personally I would. very entertaining.
Of course you would.
What do you mean, of course I would?
I love the fact that I have taken stupid amount of interest in puppetry. Specifically the Muppets and the way Jim Henson does his stuff, or did his stuff. So I've managed to copy a few of the funnier mannerisms. Oh no. Yeah. So like, if you just like, slowly turn. You can do stuff like that, but like, the funnier stuff comes with like, taking something and just going, tossing it. It's more fun that way.
Zeke said it'd be fun if you did another stream like this. It means that you can pull off a lot more physical humor too.
It does, it does. Even though I don't know how much physical humor I can really put into a video like this.
So what are you on to now?
This is Castlevania 3. This is the one that the first series in the anime is based on.
Okay.
There's a bunch of...
this one had a password system.
Yep. And it had multiple directions you can go, and multiple playable characters, and all sorts of stuff. Cheat codes. And this soundtrack for the Japanese version is just... it's good.
It has a lot of the tones of Castlevania 1 in terms of the sort of style. Especially that bar at the top, how all of that looks.
Mm-hmm. But it's programmed a lot better. Like, this is way better. They've got more storage space, sounds better, looks better. More variance in the location and the color palette used. So you may notice it says block up there, or BLK 1-2. They realized that the stage system from the first game didn't make a lot of sense to most kids. So this time we can see that we're on screen number 2, stage 1.
We have Revolta asking when the What is a Man monologue coming? I believe this is the wrong game entirely for that.
You have to watch the Symphony of the Night stream. That is Tuesday. The next part of that will be Tuesday. Actually, speaking of next week, Monday we have a short coming out. Tuesday, Symphony of the Night. Wednesday, we're doing the first part of Castlevania 64. Then the final part of Mega Man ZX. And last but not least, TKO. So that is the entire week from Monday... from Monday's short to Friday's TKO for next week. So please, join me for that. And if you guys ask very nicely, I might do one of the main streams as in suit. Maybe. Maybe.
Just maybe.
Depends on if chat's planning on being nice. Because sometimes... well... sometimes.
Just sometimes.
This is an annoying thing. If you notice the enemies drop items sometimes, that is based on location, if I remember correctly, of where they're at on screen and what RNG frame I'm at.
Zeke has said that they're a mean bean. I don't know if you agree with that sentiment or not.
But I'm not playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. That'll be another day.
that will be the stream that everybody looks forward to.
So this down here is based on the movie The Gremlin. That sprite was changed to a Fleeman sprite from the first game in the US version, which also shows up in this game, which means they just removed bits of the code. They just removed sprite work from the US version for no reason other than copyright.
I mean, copyright's a fair bet of, you know, making sure they don't get sued.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, didn't Konami develop the Gremlins game for NES?
They might not have had the license at the time.
They probably did, is what I'm saying.
Possibly.
It's distinct enough for them to get away with it in this collection.
Or maybe they still somehow hold the licensing rights.
I doubt they do.
I doubt it too, but you never know. Sylveon just said Skeletor appears.
Up or down, chat? Up or down? Up or down?
Sylveon suggests going down.
Down we go.
Zeke saying up though.
First one, first come, first serve.
First serve, first serve.
Dang it, Trevor. That was my mistake.
So, the Belmont bloodline has now ceased to exist.
Oh yeah, that Simon game you were playing earlier? Heck that.
Yeah, it never happened. No, non-canon.
Non-canon.
Totally.
Didn't exist.
Because this Belmont got stabbed.
It is now... I'm now like an hour and a half in.
Hour and 20 minutes.
I suppose
Pretty
I should
strong.
show off a little bit of Castlevania too. A little bit. So, I made a custom sprite for Castlevania 2 though, in preparation just in case. Only to find out that the randomizer does not have an application file and you have to build it yourself. Let me repeat that. You can use the application on the website, but you can't download the application for yourself, make the sprite, and import it. I have the file for Simon's sprite, but there's no point in using it because the game wouldn't allow me to. Because I went to the Discord for it, right? For the actual Simon's Quest randomizer thing. And they told me, they basically said, oh, you can't use the website for that. And I said, well, I don't see an application file for the thing. Are you sure that this is even public? And they said, oh, just use the README. And the README said nothing about how to build an application file for their work.
That is so silly.
They essentially just said, screw you, have a nice day. And I had nothing else to say other than, alright, well, I guess I'm not doing this. Left the Discord server, fiddled around, got frustrated, called it a day. Gators. But as you can see, I can go wherever I want, I can talk to the random townspeople.
Sylveon said the game said the thing.
Yep. What a horrible night to have a curse.
Man, because I know that any other night I would love to have a curse, but today I just cannot do it.
What a horrible night for you to have a curse. Great night for me.
Hope it's a great night.
I think lawn care people are outside.
Well, I'm not hearing it.
I'm just worried that it might be one of my fans burning out, and I'm not okay with that.
Plot twist is one of your fans outside mowing your garden.
If Karmic is still in chat, can he please tell me whether the lawn care people are outside, or if I'm just going crazy?
Karmic just asked the question that if this is the version of the game that you had to set the sprite to Simon. You just went over this.
No, because I couldn't get it working. I still have the file, by the way. If somebody wants to import it into the game itself, go for it. And then I'll play it when you do it, when you send it, and I'll do the whole game like this, but I need more practice and prep. Because Castlevania 2, I require prep.
We have Jamatron in chat saying that your suit looks adorable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I am playing with hand paws, too.
You are very much the Adoraban.
Just so you guys know that I am actually hitting the buttons. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, maybe he's faking it. Nope. Doing it live.
People, he's blindfolded.
Oh, fine. Okay, hang on. Before I do anything else silly or stupid, okay. Okay, my fans are still running well, but I am running out of battery.
Oh no.
So after this, I'm gonna have to charge. I believe I'm down to like 60-something%, which isn't bad because I started at 73, so...
Hasn't gone down too far.
Especially seeing as I was suited up before stream, too. I'm gonna do one more run here on the normal mode. I did hit normal, right?
Right.
Did I?
Right.
That was an actual question.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out when I try to do the knockback trick in... Yep, nope. This is absolutely normal mode. So normal mode adds a bit of difficulty when it comes to enemies hitting for a little bit harder. We also have knockback. And it was what was used as the default difficulty in the US. More shenanigans. Who's hungry for shenanigans? I know I am.
Oh boy, I do love myself some shenanigans.
I think after stream today, if I don't do any filming, I'm just gonna relax for a bit, because, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna do a little bit of filming, because I don't have a short for this week. If anybody's got ideas, send them my way. Like in a DM or something.
Sylveon just said that they had a second sandwich.
I want another. I want something to eat. I think I'm gonna have pizza later, actually. So maybe I shouldn't.
Well, I may have to go raid my cupboards after this.
Getting hungry from that wall chicken.
Wall chicken. No other way to have it.
I don't know. I had breaded pork chops the other day.
Ooh.
I made them in the air fryer. They were like perfectly crisp and everything.
See, you gotta love when the air fryer cooks your food just right.
Well, no, I fiddled with it. I made sure it was cooking right. I put it on a piece of tinfoil. I shook it, made sure the basket was working well. I also fried up some cucumbers alongside it the other day. seasoned those with Cajun and a bit of onion and cilantro. Pan-fried it with a tiny bit of oil and some salt and pepper.
Did you remember to summon Dracula at the same time?
Well, I'm playing the game, aren't I?
That's true. So you must have completed the full ritual to get that thing just right. Sylveon has said that in comparison to floor chicken, they prefer ceiling pork.
Why would your pork be on the ceiling? Why would your wall be on a chicken? I got a freeze frame. It's like an 80s movie.
Yeah! Gotta have that heavy synth at the same time.
That would be a cute short. A freeze frame, pause in the air, and just like, I can't get down.
Please help.
Please help. And then like a murderer comes in from the back.
The lights go out and you're just stuck there.
Mm-hmm. Could make for a really cute, like, Halloween-style short.
Sylveon has said, why would there be a chicken in the walls? I should be there, not the chicken. Which is very terrifying.
Okay.
I prefer that you weren't in my walls.
Okay, are you in my wall, or are you through my wall? I don't want to think about that. That's not safe for YouTube! My mind is going places.
Don't worry, they're in between the walls. They've set up a bedroom there and everything.
Oh gosh. Speaking of, I saw that movie, The Boy and The Boy 2. That is terrifying, and I had fun watching that, but the second movie was definitely worse than the first one, but it deserves a third one. I don't care, I want to see what happens.
We've had Kamiko say that Sylveon must be wall clipping, and Karmika said I'm inside the walls.
You're always inside the walls, goat.
Oh, and Sylveon can confirm.
You're having a party in my walls, and you didn't invite me?
They're hosting an entire furry convention in there, man. I don't know what you're on about.
Well, shoot.
Sorry, you didn't get the memo? I'm there too.
Well, shoot. I don't ever know what's going on. Speaking of, I told some people, I told my roommates, I was like, I'm done making decisions. I'm done helping people with life and stuff. They can make their own way through stuff. Don't care. Done making decisions. Something shitty happens, oh well. You figure it out.
Got another funny comment from Zeke saying I live on the floor and just come out every now and then for a snack. So if anybody goes missing, it was probably me who ate them.
So that's why we're out of vanilla wafer cookies.
Oh, you're not worrying about that other roommate you had?
Hmm?
Oh, you must have completely forgotten about them.
No, I don't forget about people. I'm just saying I'm saying I'm not giving them life. I'm not giving anybody life advice. I'm not making major decisions anymore. I'm not gonna fight with people on stuff.
Understandable. Zeke has just said that, yes, it was them who ate your other roommate who totally exists.
Okay, are we talking... So, there's an imaginary fifth roommate. Got it.
Yeah, because Zeke ate them because they live in your floor and they eat random people that come by.
So here's the tricky bit about this. Now that we're not on easy mode, that number that we keep picking up matters more than ever? Especially when and where we pick it up at. Specifically when?
Zeke just admitted to eating your cookies.
Oh, dang. So, if we throw a sub-weapon down, we can only have one at a time. That number lets us do 2 or 3, depending on which number it is. So now we can have 3 of the holy water out. But when we get another sub-weapon, it goes away. That didn't happen when we were on the easier difficulty. And that's what happens in the US version, is that it just goes away. So. Wow, I'm having fairly good luck with these. Dang it.
Yeah, it's going well despite the low amount of lives you have.
Yeah, actually the low life count is scarier than my health at the moment. Because, if you notice, we started with, like, 10 lives in the easier mode. Meanwhile, here, with the knockback, lives will start dropping like flies, so...
Especially when you're knocked off of platforms like that.
To note, we have done... I did do a full playthrough of the US version of this game before.
Oh boy.
I have played through it. I have done, like, full perfect runs. That was when I did my... That's when I did the first Octobervania. So, if you guys are curious about how much better I played or didn't play, or, you know, not at all, played or not curious, you can watch that, which... taunting me with 3.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Just to show you, lives will drop like flies.
Compared to flies dropping like lives. Wow, this version is very unforgiving in comparison to the other.
Mm-hmm. See now why I played the other difficulty?
Yes, I do.
Because this is a pain just because it wants to be. Not because it's fair, but because it can. Which comes down to the main reason I like Castlevania so much, is because it's a platforming game where instead of the main focus being on how much you can move, it's about knowing your limits compared to your enemy's limits and using their limitations against them. Like, skeletons will always try to be a certain distance away from Simon. And bats will always swoop down at the same pattern. Crows will always arc at you twice and then zip across the screen. The Medusa heads always swivel, but only at your height. And then once one spawns, another one can't spawn. Until it's most of the way off the screen.
Hopefully you can get through the rest of this without losing another life.
Maybe. If I'm lucky. Now it is all about lives. Lives and luck.
Ooh, this is when it gets scary.
Oh, well, dead.
Yeah. Well, you got one more to prove yourself.
To prove myself, I already beat the game when most of you guys would die. The easy mode isn't that much easier. Just because I make it look easy does not make it easy.
Also, hello Jamilian in chat. They have said, what a terrible night to not have a curse.
Yes.
I suppose tonight being Friday the 13th, that does make sense.
Alright. So what is everybody's favorite Friday the 13th movie? Because my
I
favorite...
wish I had a say in this, but I've never watched one.
I've only ever seen, like, the first two. But I'm gonna be honest. Jason in space makes me laugh. Just by the premise alone.
What is that, Jason X?
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh.
Okay, that was close.
That was, yep, one away from dying. Oh.
But welcome, Chrono Bird. Glad to see you.
Both saying that they have never seen a Friday the 13th movie, both Zeke and Jamilian.
Okay, yeah, but think about, like, Jason in space. This hulking brute with a hockey mask in space. Isn't it?
Considering the film takes place in the future after Earth's been destroyed, I believe?
Something like that. All I know is it's funny.
Something like that, yeah.
That is a hilarious concept to me. It'll never not be funny.
Although the question is, why the hell would they take Jason to space of all people?
Because why not?
It's like, we need to study him.
I mean, he just kept coming back. Why wouldn't you study him?
Harvick has just said that Freddy vs. Jason was really? That's it? It was just really?
It was really something.
It was really. I know. Okay, there we go. They said really good.
It was alright. The ending had to be changed, though. Now, the real one was Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash the Evil Dead. That one never got made. It got turned into a comic, but that was supposed to be the sequel to Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay, but Ash would win every
That's
time?
the point. That's the point.
You can't kill Bruce Campbell. Be afraid.
I didn't want the axe there, but I'll take it. Why not?
Oh well.
I still want to watch more of the Evil Dead stuff, because I've only seen the first movie of that.
I saw a bit of the, what was it, the Netflix series? But other than that...
Is that any good?
It was alright.
Because I don't know anything past the first movie yet.
I thought it was entertaining, but I definitely didn't have a lot of the context for the other movies or anything. Jamolian asks if you can see fine through the mask.
It's a fursuit head. It goes all the way around, and, kinda? I'm blind half the time, and some of the enemy shots are really hidden due to the mesh, and due to just my snoot. So, like, I can't see right here, but I can't see right here.
Ugh. It's like an actual bunny's peripheral vision.
Yeah, except way worse.
Ugh. Karmic just said that, in regards to the mask, the second mask is a drunk movie, it's awful.
Okay, but Son of the Mask.
Speaking of sequels, what did you think of Evan Almighty? The sequel to, well, Bruce Almighty.
That's the one where it's Noah's Ark, right?
Yeah, basically.
I thought that was funny as heck. I watched that a lot with my dad, so...
I mean, it was Steve Carell.
Had a lot of...
Like, next to Jim Carrey, Steve Carell's great.
Now, if only Adam Sandler was in it.
Oh god, please no.
We started watching one of his movies the other night, and we couldn't sit all the way through it, because it was clear he made it as just, like, a joke.
I don't think you're making it for this one.
Oh, absolutely not.
Not to get hopes down. That's a lot of money. Jamelian said that the Almighty movies were a ton of fun. I agree.
I've never seen the other one though.
And rest in peace, Simon never completed his adventure to kill Dracula, and the world was plunged into darkness.
Okay, I am going to be honest. I am incredibly warm at the moment. My gag reflex keeps acting up due to the wires down here. And I've still got like 10 to 20 minutes left, but I cannot keep going like this. I am way too warm. If you guys enjoy...
It's fair to end early if you need to.
I'm not going to end early, but I am going to change some stuff around here.
Got it.
Out of the corner and into the big screen.
There we go. Look at him.
Just for a little while.
Kamiko said that I'm sure gaming in a fursuit gets a bit stuffy.
I've got 3 fans in here. I've got one right here, one laying like this, like flat, right here, and then one right here. So, 3 total. The harder part is using the hand paws. Alright, I wish I had my TV remote so I could switch it over and see what the chat's saying.
Oh.
I wish this had like a soundtrack or something. I think Bloodlines has a soundtrack, right?
Hopefully.
Oh. Hopefully. Then I could just have music in the background while we hang out for just a little bit.
Jamelian just asked whatever makes the streamer comfortable, or no, they just said whatever makes the streamer comfortable. Also, adorable jump scare.
I'm not that cute.
You are though. The button cannot refute their cuteness.
Okay. So how's the chat? How are you? You having fun? Been enjoying?
We chat soon, well.
I hope they've been doing alright. I am very tired. I'm gonna be honest. I did not get very good sleep last night.
You need to try and get some more after stream then. Just get in as much rest as possible.
I gotta stay up. It's better for me to just stay up at this point.
Don't power through. Don't do that.
I promise you, it's better if I power through. That way then I can keep my schedule the same.
I suppose that's fair, but also,
Up at 9 o'clock, everybody. Oh boy.
To be fair, I was up until, what, midday yesterday? 1 p.m.?
How is my framing, by the way? Am I good, bad? Was this good, bad? I don't know how...
It's okay.
That's a question for everybody, because I don't honestly know. Oh. Oh. I can see you.
About to be bored? I'm kidding, no. That will not be happening.
Not today.
Was that the bite of 87?
The bite of owl.
We have Kimiko saying munch, and we have Sylveon saying Springtrap arc when.
No.
Well, you don't want to go on a rampage and start eating people, like, your skin's gonna turn purple.
So I am going to watch the Five Nights movie. We're going to review it.
Will there be a video about it on the channel?
Probably, but I don't like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Ooh.
So
Now, is that just for the games in general, or is that due to Matthew Patterson being the game theorist he is?
both.
Ooh.
Those games did not age well. The most recent one felt like a scam. I bought it, I played it, wasn't good. Walked away the second time with feeling like it was a budget Resident Evil title, and the ending was just bullshit. It didn't work properly. They didn't bug fix it. It sucked. Like I was in a no-win situation.
Let's have Kimiko saying, I think the animatronics are cute.
I don't mind the character designs, I don't mind the animatronics, I don't mind the personalities, I just don't like the gameplay, and I don't like Matt Pat's incessant ramblings and his crazy attack dog fans that he sicks on people accidentally by just saying stuff. Did you know people who work at Chuck E. Cheese legitimately struggle to get through a day of work because they get so many calls from children asking about the bite of 87 or whatever. Like, do not do that. Matt Pat, literally didn't look at the last page of a fucking book that said there is no ARG, do not do anything, it's just part of the story. Instead of taking that at face value...
Story, that's also part of the ARG, right?
No, if at the end and the beginning it had addendums that said do not, under any circumstance, think this is a real game, there is no game. This is just a book. It's just having fun. And then Matt Pat went, go call your local pizza place and ask for Freddy Fazbear like a dumbass. Like, he got cops called on multiple pizza places because he is an idiot who can't read or check his scripts or have fact checkers. Dude makes more money than most YouTubers, and he can't fact-check his shit? I'm sorry. That frustrates me. As a YouTuber who likes to entertain and educate people on games, fact-checking is like a huge part of that. It's why I don't have videos out every other week. Because I don't want to get too much stuff wrong.
Zeke said, I mean, he did not tell anybody to actually call anyone. They did that on their own.
Still, he endorsed it. That's irresponsible. There's a level of responsibility that comes with being a YouTuber, and Matt Pat just doesn't have that. And I'm just gonna, that's my opinion.
Matt Pat does feel a bit irresponsible, to be fair.
It seems like he needs to be reminded why he made the channel in the first place. Because now it just seems like he should probably just take a step back and start reevaluating his channels and see what quality is good and what quality is bad. Because
it feels like he's almost become a satirical take of himself.
Yeah, because now game theory is just Five Nights at Freddy's and anything like Five Nights at Freddy's. His film theories are just guess the plot of the movie before the movie's out, and it ruins the movie for a lot of people. And then food theory became rambling nonsense after only like a year of him doing it. And I haven't even watched the makeup channel because I don't care at this point. I know where it's gonna go. He's gonna find one click niche and then become a parody of it. And it doesn't feel good. As somebody who used to enjoy his content, it does not feel good.
Kamiko says, in my opinion, you have a cute suit.
Thank you. I made it myself with a little bit of help from some friends.
And it's very, very nice.
I got my hair here is attached with magnets. I can actually take it off and clean it separately. It also allows for me to clean the head properly. The hand paws.
You're wearing a wig.
No. I didn't have time to attach the hair through sewing because we had to get the head done in one night. I had one night to learn how to make this head.
Zeke said bald bunny. People are being silly, don't worry.
I hope it's just silliness.
It is silly.
Yellow Cake made the base for this head. However, he attached the hinge here. He attached it without my permission. So I didn't get to ever see if I could get the moving mouth to work properly. That's why it'll move and then it'll get stuck in some spots. It's just because I don't have the proper hinge here. Now I could rip up the fur a little bit and attach the proper hinge, but at this point it's a little bit too late for it. My ears up here, they fold. There's a stick right below the green on the back of my ears. So that way then if I hit a doorway and it's too tall for me, my ears will just bend and go back to normal. The fans, and then of course the hand paws have the slip out feature. Which is always helpful. What time are we at?
We are currently at about 1 minute 56.
Alright.
Or 1 hour 56. Did I say 1 minute 56? Oof. Yeah, we've only been going for 2 minutes.
Screw you. Alright, I am starting to overheat a little bit. Just a bit. If you guys...
I think
it's time for me to get out of suit. I've been in suit for almost 3 hours now. And while the fans are helping, the AC is helping. I don't have a handler on stream, minus Karmic, and he's in the other room. So it's probably for the best that I call it quits here, get something to drink, get some food in my system, and relax for the rest of the day. We might do some filming, we might not. It might be a weekend thing. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, share it with a friend. I cannot see where anything is. There it is.
Oh, there you go.
There will be videos to the left and right of me. There will be a button when it's done. There's a PayPal link on your screen on this side.
One of them.
Twitter's over here. All the art has been done for the channel by me, so please take a look at the art dump in the Discord down below. There's 2 links down there for that. I've got a Blue Sky, I've got a Twitter, but all I ask is just subscribe and drop a like. It's been a fun time today, but I am definitely done for now. So if you guys want to see more of Suit stuff, please just tell me. I will do it, but it'll take some setup and time. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday with a stream and Monday with a short. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.